So, the day after tomorrow, I will be having a triple pelvic ostomy. That involves, if you don't already know, splitting the pelvis into three places to realign the joint head of the pelvis over the femur. Now I'm holding the camera with one hand, so I can't really do a two-handed demonstration. Right, so let's try that. Let's rest on the knee, just in case you don't know what a triple pelvic ostomy. That's a good view of me. So my pelvis is currently sort of like that, because I've got hip dysplasia, and what's happening, or what has happened, is that has worn on the edge here. I've got a labral tear, and I've also got damage to my pelvis here. So what they're going to do, by splitting it and reorientating it, they're going to move it to like that, so it will sit far better in the pelvis, and the damaged section will be moved out of position. Whether they repair the damaged section will depend on when they open me up. They may repair it, or they may look to repair it a year down the line. So this all started, well, I guess as long as I can remember, I've had pains with my knees, both knees, lots of musculoskeletal problems, which has been attributed to hypermobility. So I have more collagen, I think it is, and a little bit more flexible. Not super flexible like some people, but enough so my ligaments don't hold my joints in place properly, and I hyperextend them. And then, I don't know, I've had groin problem on the right groin for about 15 years. That was diagnosed as Gilmore's groin. Google that. There is a particular tendon that was identified as the problem. A giant of a specialist identified that. He was literally like 7 foot tall, poking his hand in my groin, which was quite intimidating. Yeah, and I've just had on and off problems for years and years and years. So I am 41 now. Was I 40 when the problem occurred? Yes, my memory is terrible. Yes, I would have been just turned 40, and no, I was 39. Yeah, sorry, I was 39, and I don't know exactly how it happened. I don't know whether it was something that happened at work, or basically because I seem to have pain, various parts of my body, for no particular reason, or no reason I can actually think of at the time. Just experience pain, quite severe, debilitating pain. So at the time I didn't know what I'd done, and it quickly developed over sort of a 24-hour period into severe pain. I'd gone to work that day, started to develop pain in the mid-morning, and by the early sort of lunchtime I'd sort of taken some painkillers. I'd come home in quite a bit of pain. I thought it was my groin flaring up again, and I took a load of painkillers as I was in a foul mood that night. Went to bed, Woke up the next day, went to the toilet, thought, oh, I don't feel too bad. I thought, oh, no, I'm just starting to feel it a bit. So took some painkillers. I think I'd taken some cocodamol. So I'd already taken some strong painkillers, and by about 11 o'clock, so I was driving a class 2 HGV on that particular day. By about 11 o'clock I realised that something really wasn't right. I managed to get myself to urgent care centre, who said, yeah, you need an x-ray, you need to go to A&E. Went to A&E, they x-rayed me, said, oh, it's your hip that's got a fracture. Sent me home, went to see a specialist the following morning, which was a good turnaround, but by this point I could barely walk. I was in a lot of pain, really couldn't walk at all. Saw the specialist, he reviewed my x-rays, said no, that hip fracture is just a little tiny piece missing from my hip, was years old. He said, from this x-ray I can't 100% tell you what's going on. I can't remember what he said now, something to do with ligament damage or something like that, but I'm going to put you up to send you to a specialist in Birmingham. I live in Derby, UK, as you might tell by this rather bright t-shirt here. So yeah, they sent me to a specialist in Birmingham. They took an MRI, the MRI came back, and they discovered, yeah, I've got this labral tear, which is the cushioning on your femur sort of ball and socket joint. Got a tear on that. I've also got, what else have I got? I've got degeneration around the joint, and hip dysplasia. So bottom line is my hip is not in a good shape. So they said that you will guarantee have arthritis in the next 5 years. I'm like, great. Or you can have two options, hip replacement or a triple pelvic ostomy. They specialise in the triple pelvic ostomy, and like I said at the start, it involves splitting your hip into 3 places, expanding it with titanium, and then the bone regrows and creates a fuller shaped hip, because my hip joint, instead of being, how do I do this on camera? No, that's not the right way. Instead of covering like that, instead of covering like that, it sort of covers like that. So not very well. A lot of people have this but don't experience any problems. I guess I'm just one of the unlucky ones. So I've been in quite a lot of pain for about a year now. Here in the UK and the rest of the world, coronavirus has hit, so that's delayed my surgery by, I don't know, they said the latest that they should operate was December. It is now December 2020, it is now May 2021. So they're already 6 months behind the latest that they said they should operate. But Wednesday, day after tomorrow, they are going to operate. Going back, they gave me 2 choices: hip operation, replace the entire hip, has an expectancy 10-15 years, as they described it, or a triple pelvic ostomy has a expectation of 20 to 25 years. So given the fact that I'm 41 now, they didn't necessarily not give me an option, but they said, look, this is what we specialise in and this is what we advise. So I'm having a triple pelvic ostomy. So if anybody else out there is going to have one, you know, feel free to ask any questions, post any comments. I know this is an extremely long introduction, not really scripted this. My wife has gone to bed, so I just thought I'd record this. So I will do another recording post-operation to let you know how it's gone. Few things I guess I shall say. I'm not really worried about the pain because I've been in a lot of pain. It feels like a dagger stabbing in my hip. It's varied from minimal pain to excruciating, debilitating pain over this past year. So, you know, not that I want to be in any more pain, but the pain thing doesn't scare me. I am very fortunate that I've got a 9-month-old son who has learnt to walk before he can crawl. So, which is amazing, absolutely amazing, but I'm very scared that I won't be able to do anything with him for the next couple of months. If I'd had this operation 6 months ago, a year ago, I wouldn't be in this situation, you know. I would already be healed by now. I'm being told that I'm not going to be able to drive for 3 months. Best case scenario, back to an office job in 2 months. Don't have an office job. I'm currently working as an electrical fitter. I am hoping I can go back to work after 3 months, but we shall see. I've been told 6-month recovery back to where I am now, and then up to a year to have a full recovery to better than I was, because my hip wasn't aligned properly, and that was creating extra strain on my groin, on my thigh, on my knee, on the whole posture. So yeah, it has to be done. Just worried for my wife. You know, the extra stress on her looking after a child and everything. So that's my big worry. Also set myself a lot of work this summer. Jobs that I was expecting to get done and wanted to get done. So for example, I'm building a pergola tomorrow, you know, perfect timing, just the day before my operation, but the wood's arriving, and I don't want to have the garden looking like a timber yard for the rest of the summer. So that's my plan tomorrow. So yeah, a lot to do, and yeah, I'm not really worried about it, but this last week I've stressed a lot more than I thought I would. It has been very difficult. I think it's more about getting everything done, you know, simple little jobs that, you know, need doing, and I just don't know how I'm going to be able to do them, how much pain I'm going to be in, how much. So yeah, stressful. But I will get there. Anyway, I shall end this video. Sorry for boring you. If you're still watching, I will be posting up another video to let you know how I'm getting on. So this is Monday the I don't actually know what the day is. I should know that. What does it say on there? Monday the 10th of May. There we go. So it's Monday the 10th of May. Tomorrow, the 11th, on Tuesday, I'm going to build a pergola, also getting loads of gravel arriving, lots of stuff happening, and then about 6 o'clock in the morning, I'm driving to Birmingham to get cut open. So awesome. I will speak to you all soon. Any questions, post some comments. I'll get back to as many of you as possible.